So in this video we are going to learn Laravel Livewire. Livewire is the package that gives you JavaScript functionality in your PHP application. Let's just look at the functionality of the application that you are going to make. So we say that it is CRUD, meaning that it is create, read, update and delete. Right, so let's just test. When you go to the home page, if we refresh, you can see we have this display of contacts that have been added to the database. Okay, you can see if you click this button, you have these contacts displayed here. And then when you click on add contact, you see now the form is displayed here. And then when you click on edit, you find that the edit form is now displayed here. Now let's try adding a new contact. So we'll just go there, we'll enter here the name, like person1. So before that, you can look at these contacts and you see we only have 4 contacts. So let's just enter Omolo, Omondi. So we can just do o@gmail.com. And then the address can just be 45 in Nairobi. And then after that, we can just enter phone as 0784 whatever. And then the password as 123456. And then click on save. And you can see the message contact added successfully. And let's click on the contact and see. And you can see right here you have that contact that you've just added. And this is happening in real time, okay, without any front-end JavaScript framework. And we can edit the same contact. If we just click on the edit button, we can just edit, we can just change from Omondi, Peter. You can just add there that and then update. You see contact updated successfully. And if we go back to the contacts, you can see that this name has been updated, and it has been updated even in the database. So if you go to the database, you can see that it has been updated right here. Alright, so that has been just the introduction of what you are going to create. That is Laravel Livewire CRUD or CRUD, whatever you want to call it, but it is create, read, update and delete application. So first things first, we have to install Laravel application, and you'll just open your terminal in the preferred directory. So I am using XAMPP. That means that I'm going to set up my project inside the htdocs directory. So I have projects, and then here I have YouTube, and right here I'm just going to open the terminal and just do composer create project. We can Laravel / Laravel, and then you can just call it Laravel Livewire. Okay, so just this is the command for creating a new Laravel project, and hit enter. So we'll give it time to create the project and then we'll come back. Okay, mine was already installed, and if we just do ls in this directory, you'll find that we have 3 directories, and the first one is Ajax Auth, Laravel Livewire, and then we have, so this is the package this is the Laravel project that you've just created. So copy this and then just do cd into that. So we move into that directory, and then after that we install Laravel Livewire. Okay, so before that, let's just do PHP artisan. So PHP artisan serve, so that you can look at that new Laravel project. And then we have to end an instance of Laravel running on port 8000. You can just close that and try to check it here, and you can see the Laravel welcome page here, meaning that Laravel has been successfully installed. So let's go back to the terminal and now install a Livewire. So how do we install it? We just do composer require Livewire /Livewire. and hit enter, and this is going to install Livewire. Okay, so as this installs, I want us to do a few customization. The first thing I want is for us to I want us to create to go into this directory, and we'll do some customization on the home page here. So let's just move to this directory here, open with VS Code or any other editor that you are using, and then we'll go to the welcome.blade.php, and you're going to clean this code. Just remove everything, and then we'll just do a scaffolding of HTML here, and this you can call it Laravel Livewire. And then after that, before anything, we need Bootstrap here that will help us in creating layout. So we'll just go and search Bootstrap CDN link. Okay, so we have it here. We get the HTML here, and this one you're going to paste in the head right here. But we don't need this, so just remove it, and we'll go back to that page and get JavaScript here. So just copy that script, and we go back here, and just before the body tag you just paste that, and then we clean this. And there we go, we have now Bootstrap installed in our application. So let's just do this. Here we are going to create a container. So you need to be familiar with Bootstrap. So just create a container. And inside that container, we'll just have H1 that is going to say Laravel Livewire CRUD. Okay. And now if we go back to application and refresh, you can see Laravel Livewire CRUD there. And then, so what we need is we need a Bootstrap form. So what we are going to do, we just create a row. We just create a div with a class of row. So just do row, and inside here we are going to have three divs. Okay, so the first one is going to be the one that is going to display the form. The second one is going to display the table of contacts, and then the last one is going to display the update form. Okay, so let's go ahead and create it. So I'll just do call md8, then you can also give it a class of offset md2. Okay, so this one will just give you a paragraph and say contacts table goes here. Then we'll copy this and paste 2 times. So after contacts table we have so create contacts form goes here, and then after that this one is going to be update contacts form goes here, right? So let's just save that, go back and refresh, and now you can see, you may not see those divs, but even this one we can just center it. But you can just copy this here, paste there, and we just copy this and we paste right here and save it. Okay, so now if we refresh, you see that now it is centered, right? So here we need a form, we need a Bootstrap form. So what we are going to do, we'll just search for form there. We can just search for Bootstrap bootstrap form. And we have just this example of the form, so I'm just going to copy this code, but you can just get any form. If you just click on any form of bootstrap here, you're going to get many forms. So you can just check, let me look at these ones. You can take any, but then you add the details. Okay, so you can add the detail that we'll be using here. So I've just copied that form. I'll come to this this div right here and paste it and save. But I'll do some modifications. So we'll need email, and then you have the name, address, phone, and password. So this is what we are going to do. Here we have the email, and we'll remove this here, but we can duplicate this and paste below that. This we can rename it to phone, to name I mean. So it's just going to be name. And then type is going to be text. I don't know why it is displaying this. Okay, here. Okay, so that one here, and then placeholder. I don't even think we need this placeholder. We don't even need a lot of details because it is just for demonstration, right? So let's just move that, and you'll copy this form here. You'll copy this form right here, and so I'll copy this, and from it we have email there. We have email, we have the password. So just paste here twice. So this is going to be phone. And this is going to be address. So we already have the password here, and so we'll just remove this one. We just remove that, and this one we change it from submit to save, right? And now we just save that, and you have to. I think that is it. I think that we don't need any other details. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. So this is the form for creating contacts. So we are going to copy this form and go to this update and paste it right there. But then there is something here. We pasted the form at the place where we ought not to have done that. So just cut the form and paste it in this div here. And now here is going to be the table. Inside this div here, we are going to have the table. So let's save and refresh and see how it looks like. And now you can see our form is here. So I'm just going to zoom back. Yeah, you can see our form is here. Alright, so let's just give it a name of and just give it H4 create contacts form. Then you copy this H4 down here, you just paste that, and then you change it to update contacts form. and then this button will change it to update. And now let's create our table. Let's create our table here. Okay, our table here. So just going to do a table, and then you just give it bootstrap classes. So class is equals to table, then table striped. Those are bootstrap class just to style that table, and then you'll have just t head. Okay, inside the t head you are going to have the tr, and inside the tr we are going to have the th. Okay, so the first one is going to be name, and copy paste down. The second one is going to be email, and the third one is going to be a phone. The fourth is going to be address, and then we are going to have the fifth column is going to be action. So action, from this action is this way we are going to add a delete and edit button. So after that we'll just copy that and then paste it, but rename it to tbody. So tbody, and now instead of th is going to be td. And here we can just give placeholder text information like Simon, email simon@gmail.com, and then phone, just placeholder phone, address, okay, and then this action we are going to have two links. So the first one is going to be, so you just give this class bootstrap classes btn primary, and you just give it edit as text. Then you'll copy the whole thing and paste below that, and then here is going to be btn danger, because this is delete button, so just name this delete, and that's it. So if we open our file again, if we refresh, you see that now we have this is how our table is going to look like. So you have this is how the table is going to look like, right? So you have the create contacts form, update contacts form, and then you have the contacts, how they are going to display, but they are being displayed on the same page. But we are going to solve that. So let's look at let's just go to the console and see if Livewire has already installed, and it has already installed. So at this point, what we want to do, since Livewire has installed, we are able to access it. Okay, but then there is what we call Livewire component. So you have to create Livewire component. So we'll go to the terminal, and this is how to create Livewire components. Just do php artisan make Livewire, and the name of the component we can just call the component contact. All right, we'll just call it contact because it is managing contact. So you can call it any name, but I'm calling mine contact, and just hit enter. And you see the component has been created, right? No, but I'm in a wrong, I'm not in the right, I don't know if, okay, we are not in the right folder. We installed it in the wrong folder. We installed it in this folder called Livewire, but we ought to have installed it in So let's just cd back. You ought to have installed it in Laravel Livewire folder. So just cd Laravel Livewire, and Laravel Livewire. So this is where we ought to install that. We ought to install that Laravel Livewire. So let's just hit install again. So it will install again, right? It will install again. But then you can just see the structure of our. You can just see the structure of our view. So what you want to do is this. We'll go back to Laravel here. So these components are not going to be on this home page here. So we are going to copy everything here that is inside the row, but then we'll first create the component. So let's let it set it up. Okay, it has already installed. That's great. So since it has already installed, what you want to do is to make a component, and we'll just do PHP artisan make Livewire, and the component is going to be called contact, and just hit enter. And you see we are creating the component for the first time. It is saying congratulations, you've created your first Livewire component. So I'll just say no, and then at this point now we have, if we go to the Livewire, you can see Livewire directory here. We have this contact. We have this contact component, and then if we go to the app directory and we have HTTP, you see we have Livewire component again contact. So this is when you do PHP artisan make Livewire component, what is going to happen is that Livewire is going to create two files for you. So the first one is this one that acts as a controller, and this one is where you will write your logic. But then you can see it is serving this file called contact, and this contact is just this component that is now like the view file. It is created inside the folder called Livewire, right? And this is where you will create your view. So right here is where we are going to paste our code. So we'll just copy this row, all of it up to here. So you just want to remain with this container here, all right? Just remain with that container. This div is the class of container, and now we'll go to the contact and remove that and paste our code right there. Okay, so this one now we can do Livewire functionalities, but before that we'll have to import Livewire scripts here and Livewire style. So just do at Livewire styles inside the head here, and then at the bottom here we'll just do at Livewire scripts. Okay, and that is it. So Livewire is functioning, will function here. All right, so after this, now if we go to our page and refresh, you can see that we're not seeing anything because we've not included this component here. So we'll have to include this contact component here. And how do we do that? We just do at Livewire and then the name of the component, which is contact. Right, and that's it. So if we go here and refresh, you can see now our page is displaying again. Okay, so now our problem is one. Now we want to start handling Livewire, but our problem is one. You can see now we have all these files showing at the same time. So the first thing you want to do that is Livewire related is to conditionally render these three files, right? These three views. The first one is all the contact, the second one is creating the contact, and the third one is this updating the contact. So right away we'll go to contact.php, this one. So remember, this is the method, this is the file, the class that is going that will act as a controller if you are familiar with Laravel. So right here, we are going to define public properties. So for example, we can define public, anything that we are going to use in this contact, we are going to define here. But let's just start with we'll just do a variable show contacts, right? So show contacts, and we'll just give it a value of 0. So 0 means false, okay? And then another variable that you are going to create is show create form. So this create form is like creating contact form. We'll give it a value of 0, and then show update form, and we'll give it a value of 0. So what we are going to do, when somebody visits the home page, we are going to show the contact. So meaning that this one will just turn into 1. And that is it. So after doing that, we can, so remember that anything you define public as public here, like these properties you define here, the public properties are going to automatically be accessible from this view. So after defining this one, we are able to access all of them from this contact. All right. So if we can access that, then that is great. So the first thing is to just do this. We'll go to this, just here we are going to do if. So at if show underscore contacts, so if show contacts is true, we are going to show this one here, this page here. We are going to show this contacts table or that view. So we'll just go up to here and do end if. Okay, and you'll have to do the same for others. So at if show underscore create underscore form, we are going to show this form. Okay, so I'll just do at and if, and finally at if show underscore update underscore form, we will show this update form, right? So let's just click there, it ends here, and just do at end if. So if we save this and Livewire is working, we should only see this table alone, not these others, because, and there you go, you see, because why are we seeing this one and not the others? It's because you can see the values of the conditional properties we are using are 0. So 0 is equals to false, so we are not showing them. And now after that, we are going to have the 2 buttons for toggling these 3 views. So we'll go to the contact here. Just up here, we are going to just copy that, paste below that, and here we are going to create 2 buttons, right? So they are going to be links. Just the first one, we'll give them classes. So class is equals to btn success, and then we'll just do add contact, and we'll just copy this and paste down here, and this one will be primary, and we'll just change this to contacts, right? Contacts. And that is it. So let's just save that and go back and refresh, and now you see we have the 2 buttons here. So we want to toggle between the contacts and the add contact. So this table and create contact form. Because this one, the edit or the update one, we are going to show it when we click here. So that will come later. So for us to do that, we'll just add a function here. So now we can add functions on the front end. They are going to interact with this controller called contact controller. So just when somebody clicks this, we want to call a function called show contact. So just give it to just do this wire click dot prevent. So this one is equals to on click event. So wire click event is like on click event. You want to call a method called show contact form. Right, that is a method. We have not created this, but we are going to create it, and we just copy this and we paste it here, but this one will be show contacts. Right, so this one will be showing the contact, this one will be showing the add contact form. So let's just save that and go here and we'll create those two methods. Right, so public function show contact form. So what this is going to do is just to change these values. So I'll just copy everything. So let's just copy everything there, and for the sake of time we just remove these. And basically we're just going to change this value. So this that is equals to, so if it is show contact form, we want to turn off show contacts. This one should be 0, and then update should be 0. So the update form should also be 0 because we don't want it to show, but then we'll change this form to 1. Basically that is it. And then the show contacts, we do the opposite. So we turn this to 0, just copy that, paste up there, we turn it to 0, and then show contacts, we turn it to 1. Alright, so this is going to be 1. And then we have to create another method. It's going to be called show edit form. It's going to be called show edit form, and now this one is going to turn on this update form. So this is what we are going to do. So these others are going to be 0, and then 0 is equals to false, you know that. So this one is just going to be 1, and these two are going to be 0. So that's how we toggle them. So if we save that and go back to application and refresh, if we click here, you see I'm displaying this. If we click here, you see that one is hidden, and now we are displaying this create contacts form. All right, you can see that. That's great. Now, before we talk about updating this, what you want to do is to just create our database. So we'll go to the database here and create a new database, and we'll just call it Livewire, and then create. And after that, we'll go back to the application and go to the .env file here and change the database to Livewire, and save that. Now after that, we are going to edit our create contacts migration, create underscore users. I mean, our contacts are going to be stored in the users table. So we are going to edit this table, create underscore users migration. So we have the name, we have the email, we want to add there the phone. So let's just add their phone address. Right, so phone, and you'll copy and paste down address, and that's it. I don't think there's any other thing we need to add. So those two are enough, but we'll also have to go to user model here, and we'll add those two fields. So I'm just going to add on this field label property, we are going to add there phone and we also add address there. That's for mass assignment. Okay, so after that, now we can just run php artisan migrate. So php artisan migrate to save that table to the database, and it has already done that. So if we refresh, if we click on this table, you can see now we have, if we click on this migration, you can see we have our tables right there, right? Okay, so after that, we want to write the saving functionality, so creating contact functionality, and for that we'll go there's something called model. So if we define the public properties here, we can access them from the form and the view, right? So let's just define public. The first thing we need is the name. Okay, all the items that are in our form. So the name, we need email, and then we need the password. So we have address, we have password, and we also need phone. And apart from that, we need some other things like the message. So the message is what is going to be displayed. This is the message that we are going to display on successful creating of the contact and updating. Okay, all right. So okay, so and we also need what we call contacts. So those are all the contacts in our contacts. Okay, and then I think we need what we call user ID, because when updating the contacts, we'll need the user underscore ID. We'll need the user ID when updating or retrieving the specific contact. So after that, what we want to do is to import contact model here. So we'll just do use app models slash contact, right? Use app model slash user, not contact. It is a user, and that is why I chose to use contact. So we cannot import it when it is created as user here. Right, so now that we have that, what we want to do is that when it is rendering this view, we want it to also equally get the users from the database. Right, so this is what we are going to do. So we'll do this, and then contacts. I don't know why I'm misspelling that word. Contact is equals to user all. So you're just basically getting all the users from the database and then updating this contacts variable to the user that you fetch from the database. And from this we can now access it we can access the users from the front end here. So we'll just go to the contacts here, and now this form will just automate it, because we now automate this. So we'll just cut this and do at if. So if we have contacts, okay, remember contacts is like users. So if you have contacts and contacts count is greater than 0. So this means that if we have at least one contact in our database, at end if at least we have one, we can use at else if we want. So if we don't have any user in the database, we are going to show here a message. It can just be a paragraph. Now contacts found in the database, right? But if we have some, we are just going to loop through them using at for each. So at for each contacts as contact duplicate for each contacts as contact, and for each. And now here we are going to display each one there. So just paste that, and then this one is going to be contact name, and we just copy this and paste down here. This is going to be email, this is going to be phone, and this is going to be the address. Okay, so name, phone, and then so okay, you have name, email, phone. So name, email, phone, and this one is going to be address. And that's it. And then here, when somebody clicks on this, we want to pass there, we want to call a function called show edit. So you remember now this function here, and the function that we created here is called show edit form. So this one we're just going to copy it, and this one you're going to pass there the ID of the specific contact that somebody clicked on. So just pass your ID, go to here, and then we'll just do wire click dot prevent is equals to that, and then what you're going to do is to pass there, to pass there the contact ID. So just do contact, and then ID like that, and you just copy this and paste here. And for deleting we'll also have the same. So it's going to be, instead of edit, show edit form is going to be destroy. So just do destroy, and you'll have to create that method. So destroy, and then you pass the contact ID that you want to destroy or delete. So just go back here, duplicate this method here, paste down, and change this to destroy. Right, so that is it. And now let's work on creating that contact. So we'll go back to this contact.blade.php and to the contact form. So right here there's something we call a model. So if we do wire, okay, not there, right here in the input, if we just do wire model is equals to name, we are basically linking this input here with the name inside this here. In this public name you can see a name, so this value is going to be populated inside here, or they are going to sync. So the changes that you do here are going to be the changes that they are going to change here. All right, so that is important. So let's just change everything by adding the, like this one is going to be wire model equals to email, this one is going to be wire model is equals to phone, and this one wire model is going to be equals to address. So just press wire model is equals to address, and for this wire model you can guess it, wire model is equals to password. And now we have this click. So when this one is clicked for saving, what you want to do is this. So just do wire click dot prevent. So wire click dot prevent is like prevent default. So we don't want to submit the button, but we just want to do your thing when somebody clicks here, and they are going to call the method called save right there. Okay, all right. So after that, there are a few things you have to do. We need validation. So when somebody clicks here, we are going to call this method called save, and you've not created that. So let's just copy this method and go back to the contact.php, and create that method called save. So right here, just do public function, and then post paste that, and this is the method that's going to deal with the saving data. And the first thing you have to do is to validate the data. So validate is equals to this validate. So what are you validating? Not that way. So we have to validate this name, email address, all these ones, right? So just do validate. First one is name. Name should be required. So just give it required, actually required, and you can copy this and paste 4 times, right? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one is going to be name, another one is going to be email, this one address, this is phone, and this is just paste. This one is going to be password. And then, so to save this to the database, it is very simple. Let's add that to solve that error. To solve it is very simple. We have the user model here. So just call the user model and we call create. So remember we were assigning mass on the user we assigned here. So you can now save all of them once. So just do this. User, just call user model and then you call the create method and then you just pass there validated. Alright, so you're just going to save all these items to the database. Alright, then after that, what do we do? So just change message equals to user, we can not user, use contact added successfully. And then after that, after adding user, we need to reset all those fields. Alright, so create another method called reset. So public function reset fields, and what you want to do is to just all these fields here, we are going to reset them. So just copy all these fields right here, except the message, and you'll come back to this method here and paste, and then we'll just remove these. So just do this name equals to, so we are resetting all of them, meaning that we'll just assign it to is equals to empty string like that, and you can remove this message here. Right, so this means that after you've saved those details, you'll have to call this method. So after saving the details here, after creating a new contact, what you want to do here is to just after doing that and sending the message, you just want to reset. So you just do this, and you call that method called reset fields. Right, so after that you just reset the fields, and that's it. Okay, that is it. But then we need to display errors here. So we'll go back to the contact.blade.php and then we'll start here, and here we're just going to create span. Okay, we are just using at error. So at error, this is the type of error we are looking for, and then you have the error related to the name. So at end error, like that. So here we'll just create a span, and here we'll just do the message there. So this is going to show the message in case we have not filled this name field here. So let's just copy everything here, and we are going to paste right here. This is going to be for email, And this one is going to be for phone. And this is going to be for address. And this one is going to be for password. So just press that and change this to password. And that's it. So if we try to submit our form, so let's just go back to our application and refresh and click on add here and try to submit, and you can see these errors. You can solve those errors, but then you can give it a better styling. So let's select all the spans here and just give them bootstrap classes. So class is equals to error and then text text danger, right? So after that, we'll just save that and click on here and try to submit, and now you can see our errors there, right? So but then now let's try to save. Let's just try to add a user. So for example, Simon, the email, the phone there, and then the password 1 2 3 4 5 6, and try to save. And we have this a variable validated and defined variable validated. So I'll just go back to the contact.php and look for that validated. So you have to do that, right? Validated there. But before that, of course, you need to show, you can see here it's saying that no contacts in the database, and that is true. So here we need to show some message there. And this is what we are going to do. We go to the contact.php and write here create contacts. Below that, we'll just do a paragraph and give it a class is equals to text success. So remember, this is bootstrap, and this one we are going to echo. Here we are going to echo the message. So if you are not familiar with bootstrap, maybe bootstrap is a very simple framework, right? So let's just click on add and then try, and now we'll try adding that. So you have a password 1 2 3 4 5 6 and try to save, and you can see they have been cleared. That means that the information has been saved. But let's just click here and see, and there you go, you see you have added, right? Let's try another contact. So let's try Eric. So Eric at gmail.com, the phone there, and then the password 1 2 3 4 5 6, and try to add, and you see right there we have another one added here. So you can see now the create functionality is working well. But what about the edit? So we are moving very fast because of time. So let's work on the edit functionality. So we'll just go here on this contact.php, and when somebody clicks here, just want to go to show edit form. So click here, and you can see we are seeing the edit. So we are showing the edit form. So just go here under show edit form. There are a few things you have to do, and here we are going to get this contact with this ID. So you can do that, just user and then find. So user find ID. So you can find a record with primary key in Laravel, you know that. So this one is going to be contact. So contact is equals to this, and then since we have this, we are going to change all these fields. So name, we are going to give those fields, to change those fields above. So name is equals to contact name, so contact name. Email is going to be contact email, and then address is going to be contact address, and then password is going to be contact password, right? and then phone, contact phone. And you also need the user ID. So user ID is the user ID here, right? That's just this ID right here. Okay. But I even don't think for updating, I don't think we need that. But let's just do it. So I think we can just do it. We can just do it. So I'll just copy this, paste there, and change this to user ID, user underscore ID, and then this one is going to be contact and then ID right there. Okay, and then after changing those fields, that is when we are going to show this update form, right? So if we refresh here and we'll click here, you can see you're not seeing anything because you've not synced the update form with the values in the contact.php. So let's go to this file here and navigate to the update form here, and we'll add model. So wire model, this one is equals to name, and we'll copy all these fields and paste here. We'll copy that field, and copy here. This one is going to be, and paste, this is going to be email, this is going to be phone, and this is going to be address. Right, and this is going to be password. And now they should be synced. Okay, they should be synced. And now if we refresh, go to contact and click here, you can now see every time we click there, they are automatically synced. So it's just going to do it. It's doing this. If we click on one of the edit, what it's going to do, it's going to call this method, and this method does what? It updates all these fields in this on these public properties. And remember, the public properties are synced with these input fields. So that is why when we click on a specific one, we see it synced. So like if you click on contact and click on Eric, you see here Eric, contact Simon, you see it is Simon right here. Okay, so what you have to do is just to update this field when somebody click on this this button right here. So just do wire click.prevent equals to, we'll just call a method called update details, update contacts, and you've not created that method, so that means that you have to create the method. So let's just save that and go back to this contact.php and create that method, right? So we'll just create the method called, just copy this, and after that save it, paste it right there, and change this to update contact. And what does this do? This one, it needs the ID. Alright, it needs the ID. That is the importance of this user ID. This user ID, it's very important. So on this form, we are update the contact and we pass there the user ID, right? The user underscore ID. And now we can get that specific contact right here. Okay, here. So you can just say contact equals to user, and then we use the method find. And what are we finding? We are finding the ID there. And then we'll do validation. All right, we'll just do the same validation right here. So we are just validating all those fields again. But then we also, if we need, we are validating those fields. Okay, and after validating, and now we have the contact, it's very easy to update. So just do this, just do contact and then update, And what are we updating? We are updating validated. So we are just updating all those fields right there. And then after that, what do we do? After this, we'll change the message. Okay, you'll just send the message. This is going to be contact updated successfully. So updated, and then you're going to reset the fields. Okay, we'll go back to the contact form here and we'll echo that message. So we'll just copy this from. Okay, the reason why the message was not showing is that I don't know where we created that paragraph. Okay, here let's just get that paragraph. That paragraph should have a class of. Where did we? Let's just try this. Let's just copy this and try to find it. Okay, you have it here. So this one, we'll just copy this and we'll go to this page here and also paste that. Okay, so after that we'll do it again. We'll now try to update. So we'll refresh, and then after refreshing we'll just click on one here. Instead of Simon, we can just Simon Angate, we can just say Nabucco. Okay, Simon Angate Nabucco, like that, and try to hit on update. And I really don't know. I don't think it is working. Could be have some errors, so let's just inspect this. And yes, indeed you have these errors. They're saying user ID not defined. Okay, so this is what we are going to go to contact.blade.php. Right here we'll have to echo it. So just to do this, we have to put it inside the curly braces. That is important. So if we click here again and change this to Simon Nabucco, Simon Angate Nabucco there, and click on update, and you see it is not showing the message, but it has been updated, and you can see now the name has been updated. Okay, we can edit this from Eric and give it Eric Ochieng and update, and it has been updated. You can see here Eric Ochieng. So that's great, it is now working. But we have to do one thing. We have to implement the delete functionality. So on the destroy here, inside this contact, you have this destroy method that you created. So what you want to do is just get contact is equals to user find. So you find the contact by the ID, right? And then after getting the contact, you just delete it. So contact delete, you just call delete function there, and then the message is going to be contact deleted successfully. So contact deleted successfully. Okay, and that's it. So let's see why this message is not displaying. So you have public message. Oh, we need to do this message. Okay, you have to use this, and that is the reason why it is not displaying. So you have to do this and then message, and again here we change it to this and then message. So let's save that and we'll try again. So we refresh. First let's add another one. The phone, we'll use just another phone like that. Okay, any other phone, 08 whatever. password 12345 and click on save, and you can see now we get the message here, contact added successfully. And you can go here, click on edit. But now the problem is this, that it is still showing this contact added successfully. So what you have to do to turn off that is every time somebody visits the somebody visits this update contact, actually not that, we want to reset the fields. So let's just copy this. So we'll reset the fields when somebody visits show contact. So we'll paste it there, and we'll also remove the message when somebody visits show contact. So show contact form and show contacts, and also when somebody visits this page, we'll reset those fields. Okay, and this one, instead of this, actually you can just do this message is equals to that. And we copy this, we paste here, and we also paste here and save it. So every time we visit this, so we'll just refresh it. Every time we visit contacts, the message is not there. If we go to contacts, it is not there. So if we go to edit, and then we just remove this, we can change it to anything else, and then update, you see contact updated successfully. If we go here, you see the message is not there. We come back and go back here, the message is not there, right? So that is what you want, how we want it to work. And now let's try deleting. So we'll delete this, the middle one, and you see it has been deleted right there. That's awesome. You see it has been deleted. Okay, and you can also delete that, and it is real time, and add another one. Okay, why is this not working? So just refresh again, and we'll try to add another one. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we cannot add, we'll have to add. If you want that validation, you can go to contact and you can make this unique. You can make font is unique, so you cannot add same font twice, but you can still validate that. Alright, so right here we'll refresh, and we'll add another one. Password 1 2 3 4 5 and click add, and it has been added, and you see you have it there. So basically that has been Laravel Livewire CRUD, and you can see Livewire is a very awesome package that you can use in building Laravel application. So thank you so much, and in case you enjoyed the tutorial, may you consider subscribing to the channel.